Erza versus Ultear is another fight I have during Tenrou Island. So Erza and Ultear end up fighting each other. Not at all, right? In the original story. But it would be interesting because she's the most powerful female wizard on her squad, and then Ultear is the most powerful female wizard on her squad. And debatably, she's like the most powerful of the seven kin, right? And hers is a very powerful S class wizard, right? For fairy tale. The way this go down is like she hates Gray, but Erza likes Gray, not like that kind of way, but like in a big sister kind of way. And it's like, I'll never let you hurt anybody in my guild, right? But then she also, during the fight, because Ultear uses time magic, archetype magic. Not just archetype magic, she also uses ice make magic. And Erza will push her to have to use that. She's definitely powerful enough to, if Gray was able to, win against her, um, she should be able to, push her to use that, right? Now, Erza has some armor she can use. She'll bring up Jalal. And what she knows about Jalal is that she was, basically manipulating him. Once Erza finds that out, she's gonna flip. She's gonna be crazy. She's gonna be on that shit, right? As they were back in Tenrou Island arc. So Erza has no Akagami armor that she used in the Grand Magic games. She has no, basically no second origin awakening, which she actually did get from Ultear later on. But Ultear back then, she was an evil bitch, remember? She was working with Hades. Strength goes to Erza. Erza has physical strength over Ultear, and that is definitely true. When it comes to speed, I'd give it to Erza. Now, Ultear, she can fuck with time, though, and she can do that. But her herself, she's not moving that fast. She can send her little orb. She can do shit like that. She can throw her orb around really quick. But I think Erza has enough to dodge that and everything. Durability wise, Erza, she has certain armors that she'll just have to take any attacks that Ultear throws at her. But she'll be tanking all those attacks. You know, I can't think of anything that she has that can, break through that armor actually. But the thing is, she can't attack Ultear when she's using it. Endurance wise, Urza's been in longer fights than Ultear has. Ultear's fight with Gray was actually one of her longer fights. I think in the whole series, if I'm thinking about it, you know. So, and Urza's been in a lot of long fights. She's been in her quick ones, but she's been in her long ones too. And she'll understand in this fight, since she does have some lost magic, it ain't gonna be easy to fight against her. But she'll play the long game. Intelligence wise, I give it to Ultear. She's smart. She was able to fool people into believing that Seraph was in control of the law's mind, right? When it was actually her the whole time. Experience Ultear. They took her as a young kid. They said, "Hey, this girl's too much," and that was coming from Brain. He was trying to get out the rationalization. He was considering him, but he was like, "Oh no. I'll leave her for him. Um, I'll get somebody else. I need to be able to control these people. I can't control shit like that. Um, that guy can have her, and that's what he said, right? Um, and she was like really young when that happened, right? Erza didn't learn magic until she was like 10 or 8 or some shit. it experience goes to Ultear. Close skills go to Erza. Erza is not afraid to get up close and personal with Ultear. Range skills, I'll give it to Ultear. She has those orbs. Because like if let's say that Erza breaks one of those orbs, she can just use Arc of Time and then it comes back. And then she can start, shooting her with it, shooting her with it. And that's what she would try. Then when she, does start taking hits from Erza, which that will happen, she'll get desperate and she'll bring out her ice make magic that she inherited from her mother. Um, recovery will go to Ultear. These girls don't have healing magic per se. Um, but I don't recall her doing this. But she has the she has the type of magic that could allow her to do something like that. So I'll give it to her. Hacks, I'm giving it to Ultear, who has time-based magic. But you could easily give to Erza, who has a whole bunch of like offensively capable armors, and these armors, won't be super easy for Ultear to counter. I'm gonna just give it to Erza because Ultear at this point in time, she wasn't doing what she was doing, later on. And even if she did do that, she'd get cooked, right? She has more offensive, armors in her toolkit that will work against her. Environment will go to Erza because she's part of Fairy Tale and they're all Tenrou Island. For the S class trial, she's one of the, uh, hurdles that the other people have to overcome if they take her path. And that's how it was before they attacked, right? The Seven Kin of Purgatory, Grimoire Heart, before they attacked. Um, Now, when it comes to who wins, Erza wins high difficulty. High difficulty. A better fighter overall than Ultear. Ultear's tricky though. She's a bit of a trickster, this one. Um, but even with that, Erza will be able to see past that bullshit and get the dub. Um, be cool, go on the corner, and let me know what you think in the comments below about who wins this fight.